How's it going? The video for today is about failure. You know, failure. It's just constant, it's part of the game. And it's like Michael Jordan once said that he failed and missed like thousands and thousands of shots, you know, in professional NBA games. And like many times he missed the like final shot in a game and his team lost. And it's like that's his burden. Man, failure. It's like that's what it's all about. Like for you to find a way to encounter failure over and over and over again. Endless failure. And like somehow, man, to learn a lesson from that. And no doubt it is a difficult thing. Like sometimes when I see just the sheer quantity of a fucking complete and utter just inability to succeed in my own life. Like, it is fucking staggering. You know? And like, you have to think that if you try to pick yourself up out of the fucking dirt and get back on the path and do the right thing, that someday, somehow, you will then benefit from that. And it's like, of course, like, Michael Jordan was sad, you know, and like took it hard when he would miss those game defining shots. And it's like that's what made him a champion. And it's hard, man, to find a way to do that. So that's why we like those people. But like, I notice that like the amount that I like take some kind of hit, take some kind of failure. Recently, like things that would have been like a devastating blow to me at a point in the past are still noticeable, but like I actually find myself rolling with them. Like a thing will take place that at one point would have been my most significant setback, and I see it now, and I'm actually able to like grapple with it to some degree and take a lesson. And things still hit you. Like things still fucking like put you off balance. But like when I see sometimes the fucking like level of problems that I face, it's like higher than what they may have been previously. And that's all about like advancing your paradigm, being able to see things from a higher level. It's like Michael Jordan worrying about winning a game-winning point in an NBA final and failing at that. that's a huge uh, challenge for him. And even though he failed at this very high level. And it's like, I honestly think I'm probably failing more now than I have in the past because I'm trying more and I'm doing it at a higher level. And they still are like significant. You still feel them. They still hurt. But I'm like seeing the patterns, you know. I know that when I stumble, that yeah, I'll probably like revert back to some old method of dealing with things, and that will probably suck. But at some point, like if I can rise out of that, I'll actually have gained something from it. And it's really fucked up to think that you can improve to a point where something that would have once been a game ender, you can actually improve to a point where that's just one of a few issues that you're currently facing. It's like, it sucks, man, to have to work hard. You know, it sucks, man, to have to fall down and scrape your knees. It does. But you know what? Like, in a way, I'm glad that you can stay home all day and play Call of Duty. You know, I'm glad that there's a liquor store right down the road. I'm glad that you can go to any doctor and get multiple unlimited fucking pill prescriptions. I'm glad. Like, it makes me happy to know that anyone out there can just turn on the TV, watch fucking gossip, watch sitcoms, and just doll themselves into oblivion. I'm fucking glad. Because it makes me then look, when I fucking fall, and I actually face that, I actually exist within that, I realize how that's not the norm. Like, the norm is, you know what I mean? Like, becoming addicted to World of Warcraft. Like, sitting around drunk. Like, hanging out with losers. Like, doing fucking blow. Like, being in a shitty relationship with someone you hate. Like, having friends that just talk shit to you all the time. That's the norm. So when I see myself fall down, and like, it's hard, man, to get back up. And it seems like maybe you never will, or like, maybe what's the point? But I'm still glad. Like, I'm glad that all those escapes are out there. Like, all those easy ways to avoid what's real. Because when I look into the recurring patterns that I have, the recurring issues that deal me my failures, I'm like actually trying to like stare them down and break that down and find a way to overcome that. And yeah, it seems sometimes like maybe it won't, and I always go back into these old ways of like trying to avoid them. Of course I want to just like of course I want to just become obsessed with playing the fucking Legend of Zelda. Of course. Like, yeah, I want to talk shit about other people. Like I want to, you know, fucking stream endless series of Walking Dead. Like, yeah, of course I do. I want to like sometimes just give up and be like, yeah, it's not even possible to be the person who I want to be. Like, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Let me just get a job at the bank, cut my hair, shave the beard, you know, watch The Big Bang Theory, and just like fit in. You know, like, of course. But once I've seen that there's another way, like, how can I do that? I have to keep learning. I have to keep trying, and sometimes I guess it takes those failures to appreciate the times when you're up. And I believe that things can get like gifted to you if you do the right thing enough times. I feel like you will get something, and I know that I have got things, and I know that I will get more. And even sometimes when I receive a gift, it's wrapped up in a package that doesn't look like a gift. And sometimes it's like, you know, I guess we could say a dynamic gift. Something that might look bad but turn out good, and on the other hand, it might look really good and then turn out bad and then turn out good. Like, it's strange. Things are strange. And I guess the moral of this story is, you know, try to maintain your belief that failure is part of the game. And someone great once said that if you want to succeed, double your failure rate. Man, that's true. Like, sometimes I'm failing more as someone who's supposed to be in the game. I'm failing more than people who aren't even in the game. So it's like, how does that work? So if I have success, but I fail all the time, well, what about the people who never fail? What the fuck are they getting? Are they succeeding? I don't know, man. I'm thinking probably not. It's like you have to learn from it. You have to get tough, you know, because this, like, challenges don't end. You just get better at handling them. There is no, like, happily ever after, I don't think. There is no, like, riding off into the sunset. Because at the end of the day, when the sun's setting and you're riding off, you're probably going to have to stop and make camp. You know? Make a fire, make dinner, put the tent up, watch out for coyotes. Like, there's always something to do. Yeah, you might ride off happily ever after into the sunset, but that's only brief, right? It's just a glimpse. You know, you're still riding. You're still on that horse riding. You still have things to do. You still got your eyes open for issues. So I think that the road is filled with, like, treasures. You know, it's filled with surprises, but it's also filled with monotony. Like, it's filled with a lot of the same, a lot of doing the right thing when no one's looking at you, and you have to find a way to make sense of it for yourself. And when you get those successes, that's what people see. They don't see the thousands of times you didn't do the right thing, or you failed, or whatever. But the point is that you keep trying, and you keep attempting to do the right thing. And I think like it's very simple to get down on yourself about one or two things that have gone wrong. And I think it's the bigger challenge to train yourself to really look at the things that have gone right. And none of us really want to do that because it's more effort to change. But I believe it's worth it. And I think I'm going to keep doing that. And even though I'm racking up failures, I have to be honest and say I'm racking up success as well. Cool. Well, here's to failure.